We love hip hop.
And you know, Zara's had a whole interview with you before, right? But we're gonna we gotta find out and get the questions for We Love Hip Hop, right? You're representing the Durham region.
Yeah.
Where exactly in Durham?
Pickering, fam. Pickering specifically, fam, because I've been out there for time now, and that's just where like I went to school, like high school and shit. Like it's just where I've been active still. So
okay. So I'm not so used to seeing drill rappers coming from Pickering. Is that a movement that's been going on from time, or is it something new?
Yes and no. So like, I'm from Scarborough. I grew up in Scarborough, and then I moved to Pickering, right?
Like a lot of people.
Like a lot of people in Pickering, fam, and a lot of people in Durham. So a lot of the Durham rappers you're gonna see aren't people that were born and raised in Pickering more times, but it's right next to it. Like it's 10 minutes down the road, right? Like there's a lot of people from Scarborough over there. All my homies are from Scarborough over there. But the difference between me and them is like I say Pickering because I know it's gonna get me traction. Like everyone's looking at Pickering like, oh, I never seen this before.
Yeah.
I'm curious now, whether it's hate or love. They're curious and they're watching. So I just took that as my, like, that's an untapped market. No one's a Pickering rapper but me now. So when you think of a whole city, you're thinking of me when it's music. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you're telling me like the other mans were like kind of like leaning away from it, trying to be like, okay, well, I'm East End. I'm just East End.
But it's not even East End. It's they go and par up with blocks from Scarborough, and they're from blocks in Scarborough, and they come over here and they just keep repping their block over there, fam. So it's like no one's gonna guess that they live in Ajax or Oshawa or Pickering.
Yeah.
Because of the way they move, fam. But I went to high school with a lot of these guys, fam. You know, like.
Yeah.
So if I'm from Pickering, they're from Pickering. That's how I look at it. Because we've been out here for so much of our lives at this point, over 4-5 years, whatever. This is where we are, fam. Like there's polys over here that aren't in Scarborough. There's it's a whole thing over here, fam. So and they're involved in that. So it's like, how are you gonna claim a next block, fam? Like,
you've probably been in Durham longer than in the boroughs.
Exactly, fam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I was in high school, me and my girl in Scarborough, there was like a mass migration of people that were living in Scarborough. My girl was one of them, moved to Durham. You know what I mean? So even, my bro, he lived with his Dukes in Pickering. So I would go to Pickering often and like, there's enough big houses and stuff, but because of all the niggas that pulled up, they, like you said, brought their polys with them, brought a lot of like the bullshit with them. So I'll be in parties at Pickering. Parties getting shot up, I'm getting stabbed up and stuff, and like I'll be like, "What the hell's going on? This is supposed to be like I came to Pickering to get away from this." You know what I mean? So,
and that's how it is for everyone that comes to Pickering. They're all moving here to get away from Scarborough politics, this that. But it's everyone did it at the same time, so it all just came with it. Like
Yeah.
I have a question. Go
ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, as someone who's proud to represent Pickering, one, are there people from Pickering that rep different ends, like that are current rappers? And two, how do you feel when someone from Pickering starts repping other places besides Pickering?
Yeah, there's definitely rappers that like, it's not even like they're repping other blocks or this and that. Like they're not saying I'm from Pickering. They never went on a microphone and said, yo, I'm from Pickering, because they see the reaction I got. And they don't want a bad promo or a bad like PR or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, fam, if you want that to change about the city that you actually grew up in,
facts,
you have to rep that. Like that's just how it works, fam. You know what I mean?
I fuck with that, fam.
So
there's not many people who actually think that way.
Just be real with yourself, though. That's the thing, fam. Like, you know.
And even from a marketing standpoint, like when you explain that, I'm like, okay, like you're low key smart for that still.
I'm a white rapper that raps good, and I'm from Pickering. That's a headline every time.
No,
fam.
facts.
You know what I mean? I don't have to do anything else.
That's how I got to know about you. You know, it's like who's this guy from Pickering?
But that's what I mean. It's entertaining at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right? So whether you like me or you don't like me, it captures the viewer's eyes and shit, you know? So
real talk.
You know who's the only other person from Durham that did that was Slim Dinero with Ajax.
Shout out Slim
but
Dinero.
No one was claiming Pickering.
He supports us too. Like he sees our shit, he fucks with it because he's on that same shit where he actually reps Durham. But I've seen that, I won't lie, since I started rapping, I've seen at least like 5-10 Durham rappers in 6 songs, like Durham rapper. That's what they're calling themselves.
So do you think you made it cool to kind of claim Pickering?
I think that I just made it a place in people's minds. Not even cool. Like, it's just people weren't thinking of Durham before at all, right? Like, nothing. Things happen in Durham. They just don't talk about it. You know?
When I would think of Durham before, it was just Yo. Because enough of the, like when I was in high school, enough of the high schools in Pickering and Ajax, like enough of the slews and them were out there. Like,
Oshawa is fucking custy, fam.
Yeah, no, not Oshawa still. Not Oshawa.
Fucking mad. Like,
what you get, like Pickering, terrible, I mean, Whitby is like the furthest you want to go, you know?
But like Oshawa is fucking terrible, fam. And people act like that. Like, bro, that shit is terrible, fam.
Yeah, that's where one of the halfway houses is up there.
It's
Why is that? Do you know? You ever figure that out?
It was a GM plant. So like when like in the 60s or 70s, whatever, that's the whole reason Oshawa was a thing, is because it was a GM like plant for cars and shit.
Yeah.
And you know, people that work in those type of things, they get addicted to drugs fast, and so that's just how it happened. And the whole city is just on drugs. Like,
and I feel like once the work becomes more automated, they don't need as many people, so probably enough people got fired. They didn't get any jobs. They got addicted to drugs and stuff. So that makes sense. Though.
And now it's like generations of crackheads. Like, you know what I mean? Your mom's mom is a crackhead over there. So it's like, it's fucked over there, fam. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people talk shit about Durham. Like, fam, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's.
I don't want to walk down Oshawa on my door, just looking behind my back. I'm like, the custies are mad, fam. Like,
yeah.
You know.
So it's like, it's not as bad as maybe back in the days, or maybe you've changed it in comparison to repping a Toronto name brand block. You think you might have been the one who changed that perspective? Because before, I think
Mississauga too, like a lot of Mississauga rappers, a lot of Brampton and rappers have been coming out, and they're getting way more accepted, right? Like Lil Drench and YSN or whatever. Like those guys, you know, no one bats an eye anymore at those places. So I think that anyone outside of Toronto, actually is doing the same shit as me, you know. But
no, you're right, fam. It makes sense, because there's a lot of mans that are repping Mississauga that people like know not to fuck around with.
Yeah, fam.
And that used to be when I was younger. Like, people would be like, "Oh, you're from Sauga," like, "Yo, fam, you brush that." You know what I'm saying? But now, niggas can't say that, fam. Mans might smoke you for trying to play them because they're from Sauga. The same thing with Durham.
Yeah, but people are realizing that everywhere is the same now. Like, everyone's traveled around so much. Everyone has family here. It's all the same. Like, unless you go to the sticks, it's not like, it's all the same shit.
So when you rep Pickering, are you repping like a certain part of Pickering, or is it just the entire city?
I lived in like 15, 16 houses in my life. So I don't have I don't have a fucking, I never lived in no block my whole life type shit.
Yeah.
But my homies, like, fam, I always just go to the same block to ball up for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So I've just been there.
Yeah.
So that's just where the ends are, fam. Like, you know what I mean?
So let's unpack that for a second. What would make one move 15, 16 blocks, bro? Please break that down to me, fam. Like, what's the upbringing? Well, did your parents had you moving all over the place?
Okay, so bag it, fam. Like, my Dukes, fam, like, I only had a mom, right? Like, my dad left early, fam. So basically, my Dukes were struggling, fam, going, like, you know, he kept getting kicked out, fam. And then eventually we got it together, fam. But like every like couple months we'd move, fam. Like, I keep my shit in a box the whole time, fam.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to pack my shit up again, fam. You know, so I had a good upbringing. Like, I was a happy kid, you know what I mean? But fam, we definitely went through a lot of poverty. Live in Pickering or Scarborough or fucking wherever the fuck we live. Didn't matter, right? Like, but that's why I never understood why man's talking to here. If you're in a bad situation, you're in a bad situation. It doesn't matter where the fuck you are. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's facts though. Because growing up, like at first I lived in Flemo, then Malvern for like the majority of my life, and then my parents went through whatever. So then I ended up living in Malton, living by like VP and like Sunrise. That's like Parma area. You know what I mean? So like,
I live in Pickering Square, like right next to that town.
No, exactly. So you're right. When you're going through certain things, like more times you're not only just in one trench. Like, you just end up going to pure different places. You know.
And that's what I'm saying. I always envied man that can sit there and say, "Yo, I lived here my whole life. This is my block." Like, you're lucky, fam. Like, you know what I mean? To me, fam, at least. You at least grew up with some like brotherhood, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
you can make friends in that area and keep them friends.
Exactly, fam.
That's crazy.
So wait, out of all the places you lived, which place feels most like home for you?
The house I live now, I lived in for a long time. Like,
Mhm.
the longest out of all the cribs, I think. So I would say that's like my crib now. You know, like that's home. But I don't know. Yeah, like when I was a kid, like I can't even remember like most of the bathrooms in most of my houses. Like, I can't even picture in my head.
Jeez.
Like, to be honest.
That's
But I want to
crazy.
say shout out to your Duke still, because the
Shout out
fact
my
that
dudes.
she was able to keep you guys happy and then still get it together is like
Shout out my
that's,
dudes.
you know,
Super shout out my dudes.
facts, bro.
Yeah, and
We
thanks
love
for
hip-hop.
watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.